Okay. Hi, everyone. Very welcome to the Institute of Asset Management India chapter's interview session today. We have our very first guest speaker, Mr. Lakshay Taneja. A very warm welcome and thank you for having to speak with us today about this exciting drone technology on asset management. In a few minutes, we will be getting started with the interview, but I just want to quickly take a moment to introduce Lakshay. He's the co-founder at Chainfly and has an expertise on the enterprise as software asset management side of the things. And he's going to be shedding light a bit more on the drone technology for us for asset management. I'm just going to request Lakshay to please share his screen. He's kind of put together a PowerPoint for us so that he can walk us through as he answers some of those questions that we have for him. Lakshay, could you please share a screen?
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much. I can see your screen now. We do have a few questions for you, Lakshay. So we're going to get started on that. I think my first question is more so to learn a bit more as to your background as well as this organization, Chainfly. So if you can help us walk through a little bit about yourself as well as about your organization.
yeah, definitely. So Chainfly is something which is working on a new era of asset management. We are not only in asset management, we are apart from other things also, but asset management is our primary focus area.
Hmm.
Because we have when we go for asset management, most people think asset management is a very traditional job, but I think it is a very high tech job nowadays. Because you need a lot of data, you need a lot of parameters to check whether your asset is working properly or not. And
Mhm.
even if you can increase 1 year lifetime of a asset, you are saving a lot of money for the company because the cost of that running the asset is very high. If you
Mhm.
can save or you can increase his lifetime, you are increasing his revenue also. Not only decreasing cost, increasing revenue. So you are generating bipolar benefit for the company, and
Mhm.
that's where I think this is a great area, asset management, and I think more people needs to learn because today everything is mostly asset. If you talk about agriculture, we are asset. If you talk about normal land is asset. If you talk about normal wind farm or solar panels, it's a very good asset.
Mhm.
EV again asset, EV charging stations. So anything you just say is an asset in the country, and if you don't know how to manage it, then obviously you will face problem when you are building something or you are investing in this assets.
Mhm.
Even as an investor, I will need to have that parameter that okay, how am my asset is getting managed? Because before investing, I want to know what is the condition of my asset. So what will be
Mhm.
my ROI on it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really good to know. Thank you so much. I think we would really love to dive deep into what this technology on drones is really about and how has it really evolved in the industry. If you can help shed light on that, please.
Yeah, definitely. So it has reward like a very good industry.
Mhm.
Because earlier the drone technology was very much new to the India. But right now, if you go, the drone has now coming with advanced sensors, thermal cameras, and all that. And yeah, thermal cameras and all that. How we are helping that, obviously.
Mhm.
So obviously, it helps a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Earlier, it was a very young industry. Like if you go and ask somebody, it will be like a very basic industry. So if you go into an infrared analysis, you have to do it with normal person sitting below and then have to go and up like this. But obviously, taking the aerial view is very difficult. As a human, you
Mhm.
cannot take that. Okay, that's next to impossible for you. The drones are happening in that aerial views. Even they can go close to the assets. Just imagine if you ask somebody to observe a solar panel with the naked eyes is very impossible because he cannot look with it. With the
Mhm.
naked eyes, you cannot tell whether the panel is working or not, or if there is
Mhm.
any crack or something because there are so many panels in the solar farms. So
Mhm.
to detect that with the thermal images and all the cracks in that can help to save a lot of cost. It can tell you whether the panel is properly working or not. Is there any cracks or something, or the proper efficiency of the energy is getting generated or not? Because sometimes what happens if you see that okay the panel is working okay in your
Mhm.
eyes in the naked eyes, but when you check with the drone, it's find out okay there is some 70 or 50% blockage or something is happening with the panel, and that's why it's
Mhm.
not giving you the full return on what you're accepting. or the energy efficiency which you are accepting is not coming from it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where it will tell you, okay, and with the help of our software, what we are helping is we are making it go more level advanced. So
Mm-hmm.
mostly when you go with a drone technology, you think, okay, ki only images and video. Like when I talk with a lot of people, they're saying ki drone is very cool, but it's mostly we seen wedding. I like, no, that's the only one area you have seen. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not the only area the drone is getting used. They
Mm-hmm.
are getting used everywhere because at the end, when you are collecting data with the help of image and video, then it's up to software how you make it useful for the enterprise. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I think the AI, especially with the help of the AI getting more advanced, more other technologies like 3D models, AR, VR, blockchain technology is one of the area which is very much in this area coming up. They are
Mm-hmm.
helping to build a enterprise solution more better. And I think as more and more enterprise focus use case of this will come, the more and more image or drone will come in asset management. Because if like I've talked about solar panel, so solar panel is a very big area because it's not like a small area, solar farms and that, and especially in India because India is becoming the solar hub. We already know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it can be a good area, and it can help in getting the more and more better tracking of solar panels, energy efficiency in its asset inspection report. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I know how the my panel is working, I can actually work on that. I can save a lot of cost, and it's not about like 100 or 200 rupees. I'm talking about one like CR or something amount here, because if you are at least saving 10% also or 5% cost of solar panel, solar farm, you can accept how much revenue they are actually you're saving their cost, and how much revenue also you're generating by actually helping them to analyze the ROI of their product. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's where we are in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think what I'm getting a sense is it's mostly focusing on the condition inspection side, it's kind of facilitating on that side, and it's kind of contributing towards the life cycle management of asset management, such that again you can help to optimize those costs and performances hand in hand. So that sounds really cool. Anything else you might want to share about the adoption of this technology, especially I think how is the industry taking this up? Like, are there any examples which you can help share with the audience in terms of where this technology has been used, or what industry sectors could it be more beneficial for in addition to the solar side that we've already discussed?
Yeah, a lot of other industries are coming on. Like one of the best industry I have seen India is getting interested is construction industry.
Mhm.
Because we know that India is doing construction like every day there's some new projects is coming. Every week at least a lot of buildings are getting built. And construction is something which require a lot of planning before going into that. Because you know that if you are building, just imagine I am building a real estate project. And
Mhm.
before analyzing the real estate building, I've never done any geospatial data analysis of that land with the help of satellite data, but satellite data needs to be better with the help of drones. Okay,
Mhm.
because satellite only can tell you from very far. It cannot tell you exactly location, exactly what is happening. So you need
Mhm.
first drone analysis, and then you can use satellite data or some analyzing tools or some geospatial data with that to enhance its performance. So that's
Mhm.
where we can tell you, okay, what just imagine you are building a land, you are actually building a real estate building there, and we find out that this area is flood prone.
Mhm.
And before construction, only you know it. So what you can do, you can build actually you can either left the project for safety,
Mhm.
or even if you want to go ahead because you already invested in it, you can do some arrangement for it. You can actually
Mhm.
do some flood way of some parallel routes to get the water out of the way, or you can work with the authorities to get understand how we can actually help them to
Mhm.
get better in this area. Or in case you find out that okay, this is earthquake prone area, then how you're going to plan it. Uh,
Mhm.
that's only two areas which I'm telling you satellite which can help with the
Mhm.
help of drone technology. But just
Mhm.
imagine that's not the area. The area is very alag. Just imagine when you are going there, you find out with the help of drone, we did with a survey, and we find out that there is nearby factory.
Mhm.
There's a factory nearby in the construction site, and that factory is chemical industry factory. Okay, and that industry can be very prone to chemical hazards, and a fire in that can cause a blast, and nearby building will go blasted. And
Mhm.
if you're building any nearby construction projects, which is going to be a very residential based project, then we will recommend you that okay, either make some fire-based provisions here, hire a put of some fire safety standard already beforehand, or it's better to know avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that can save a lot of problems in the future for you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it can save a lot of problems before also. Just imagine we find out that the soil is not holding so much grip because
Mm-hmm.
of the thermal imaging we have done in that building. When you are constructing, we find out that when you are constructing, the material which you're using is not good because there is cracks we have found with the help of drone images and all that. We have found that there is a cracks in the cement which you're using, or there is a crack in the pipe, iron pipe which you're using. The pipe of that steel is not good. The quality of
Mm-hmm.
steel or iron is not good. Then before building the when building also you will know that okay, what is the problem you are facing. That's another area. Then one more area in construction only is a worker safety, because
Mm-hmm.
lot of time when you're constructing you are very serious about the worker safety, that okay, if something happens you have to pay a lot of money for the worker compensation. And if you with the help of drone you will get to know okay, there is a pipe or something which can be a hurdle for the worker while he is going in. There is some chemical hazard nearby, so you should avoid the worker to go there in that nearby area. Okay, is there whether they are wearing their protective gears or not? With the help of drone, we can tell you. Okay, because if the image in the real time, we will tell you. Okay, there is no protective gear they are wearing, so you can just from the computer or somewhere you can just command the inspector who is there that okay, that worker is not wearing the protective gear. Do not allow him.
Mm-hmm.
Without protective gear, nobody can go in. Okay, that something can make your worker safety better and
Mm-hmm.
compensation costs come down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's another area, like construction is one of the area. Then let's talk about real estate. Real estate, a lot of things is happening. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
real estate, I think, is a more better industry to use drones nowadays, and I think it will grow with the time that we are seeing a lot of high end real estate properties coming. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine when you are a reseller or you are reselling your property after doing some work in the property. Okay, as a new seller, obviously, also I need it, but as a reseller, I need more because whenever I invest, I am putting my property listing. Either I'm doing my property structural integrity report, no. Either I'm doing the nearby checking of the neighborhood video, that actually how my neighbor looks, how nearby my roads look, what is the water level nearby, what is the soil like earthquake prone area or that area is. Because if I am selling a very luxury flats or I'm selling at least today, if you go for a property, normally it will cost you 3 4 cr. Okay, 3 4 cr, 5 cr properties only. If you go for that, you will as a person putting the money will want to know that nearby there should not be any hazard. There the road should be good which you are using. Like there should not be a damaged road nearby. At least when he's buying. Afterwards, okay, then it can be damaged. But at least when he's buying, at least that time it should be good. There should be a
Mm-hmm.
hospital nearby, and that hospital should not be like just a hospital. It should be a good hospital with some proper building infrastructure and all that. There should be a park nearby. Then that park photo also he can see. Uh, there should be some entertainment or something is nearby. So if there is a nearby, let us cover with the help of drone. Okay. What area is nearby? You can tell that with the help of mapping. Map you will set. Okay. So that will help you to sell your property better.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the investor investing that money will know that okay, why he need to invest, because he has seen all the parameters. He knows that okay, when he's buying this property there's no risk associated with it, or if the risk
Mm-hmm.
associated they are telling in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can make your decision accordingly better. So that's one area of real estate. And I mean obviously real estate with construction comes again backward. If you go into real estate, construction will be one of the area.
Mm-hmm.
Then we talk about energy. I think solar is one of the area I already discussed. Same with solar comes with wind energy.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with biogas also, because when you're using biogas in the big plant and all that, you have to have a drone equipment, you have to have a drone survey, because you want to check with the drones, okay, whether the gas or the pipes are not getting leaked. Because if the pipe is cracked, it can blast with the efforts and all that, and it can cause so much damage to nearby area that you cannot imagine even how much blast happens in the area. And
Mm-hmm.
then infrastructure maintenance. The infrastructure maintenance is come with every asset. Even I think every asset need maintenance at least. Like even if
Mm-hmm.
you're building a road, after some time the road gets damaged. But is anybody doing thermal analyzing of the roads, or either they are checking with the video and image how the roads looks? With the help of AI, what we'll do, we will put some parameters on the road that okay, just analyze this image and tell us if this road is going to survive the 10 years or not.
Mm-hmm.
What it will do, it will run some parameters on behind with the help of our software, and it will tell
Mm-hmm.
you what is the condition of road phase. Okay, so this level of advanced AI is now coming in the market. We know that AI is getting so much advanced that now it's very better to make this investment asset infrastructure report better. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also the other industries, mining and utilities. Mining is one of the area which I love personally because I have seen the mining problem firsthand. That it's
Mm-hmm.
a very critical area. It's deep grounded. If there is oxygen problem, even when you go for mining, and I think the drones can go beforehand and check all the conditions and see whether there is a problem or something, and can come back and tell you okay how to plan the route, how to go accordingly, which area not to disturb because there is a like thermal analyzing he has done, and the drone can tell you okay there is a water behind this coal mine, so please don't use that coal, shut it down. So that's where all the hazard problem you can solve beforehand. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the industry, the most industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we can quickly summarize, it does sound like not just the maintenance or the life cycle side, but it can also tap into inventories. Because again, with clarity on this geospatial data, you can again have better inventories, better parameters as to the assets, and then also you mentioned quite a bit about safety and compliance. So that, but I can just add to the industry list that you shared. I've been working in dam infrastructure way back, and I think I can get a sense of like where the drones might be beneficial, because again there's a confinement issue, there's issue with the oxygen levels that you was mentioning in the mining side. So I think definitely areas which are not accessible, or if they are, they kind of have more hazards on the safety side. So it would be nice to have drones helping us to gather some of that information. So that's really helpful, thanks for that. And I think my other question is around considerations from regulatory bodies, like how do you see that, or if maybe on a broader side, are there any challenges when you start to think about adoption of this technology within the different industries that we talked about? Anything you can share on that side, please?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think a lot of problems are there with the regulations, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I think when you are going for this inspection and all that, always go with the don't player, which who knows this regulation. Because
Mm-hmm.
as an industry, like as an asset manager, I may know how to asset regulation works, but I don't know how the drones regulation works. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so that is a problem. Okay. Then that's one problem, that drone regulation. Then another problem is the data, how you're collecting the data and analyzing it. Because as
Mm-hmm.
an asset management, I can be good with the asset side, but I cannot be good with the software every time. Because I will prefer that okay, if there's a software company, let's guide them or use them. That's one area. Then also the safety protocol, because flight there is a lot of safety you have to maintain. Drone
Mm-hmm.
can even blast sometime if you go nearby the, like just one of the area I will tell you. If you take
Mm-hmm.
drone nearby to the electrical wire, it can do some misbehavior because electricity can have some impact on the body. We have not tested it, but yeah, there's a risk it can have, or it can
Mm-hmm.
get some electromagnetic field also. Because at the
Mm.
end, it's a lithium battery in it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's one of the area. Then again, the airspace restrictions. You don't know whether you are in flying in the red zone, green zone, or yellow zone, because there's three zones. Like if you're
Mhm,
flying in the green zone, you don't need any permission. That most of the people know. But do they
mhm,
know how to go for yellow and red zone? They don't know.
mhm,
So that's
mhm,
where the drone pilot, which is professional, which is actually knows this industry, will handle this industries and will help you get out of it. So that if you
mhm,
are in yellow or red zone, you don't need to fear because drone pilot knows how to handle it. Okay, he has a
mhm.
license, he knows it. Okay, he has
Yeah.
studied it. Then again, the
Mhm,
license requirement, because everybody cannot fly it. Again, it's a license job.
mhm,
Like no, everybody cannot drive a car. You cannot become a driver just by learning the driving. You have to have a
mhm,
license. Okay. Same way the drone. If you know how to fly a drone, it's not become you are the own pilot. Okay, you need a license for it. So license is something very requirementable in this industry. Then flight safety. Either you how you, do you know how to make sure if the drone is not working at that time? Just imagine the drone is lost its communication. Then what will
mhm.
you do? Are you going to fear or just leave it? You go, let's go it. Because if you left it and it can just go clash into the solar panel, it can
Mhm.
blast the solar panel and it can cause a loss of damage for the company. That how much
Mhm.
they have put their money for this project is gone in
Mhm.
vain, and even they have cost something bad of it. Okay, so
Mhm.
how you will handle that situation? Where you will blast it, or if you're putting it in the, if you're calling it back, how will you call it back? How will you take that situation panic out of it? So that's where I
Mhm.
think the flight safety is one of the concern which drone pilots know, but normal pilot will not be know. The experienced
Mhm.
pilot is better than
Mhm.
data privacy, how you are actually managing your data, because you don't want your image or video to be leaked.
Mhm.
Because if you are building a solar farm, you do not want that thermal image, all the data points you are collecting to be leaked to another industry. That's where this company like us can be a beneficiary for you, because we will help you in that data privacy with help of blockchains technology,
Mhm.
or even if you need more cloud-based infrastructure, we can build it. If you need proper login-based system, we have it, where you
Mhm.
can just log in and you can see your own data. Nobody, other person can see your data, and you cannot also see other person data. So that is
Mhm.
something we will make sure that okay, nobody is actually seeing other data, and there
Mhm.
is no data we are keeping. So what we'll do, we will normally keep it on share basis, so that even if we want to access your data, we have to take permission. Okay,
Mhm.
that is something we'll make sure your data is with your hand. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, that is one other area, data privacy and compliance. Let's talk about compliance, because a lot of people don't know that. Okay, if you're flying your drone in some area like nearby the CM house, how will you deal with that? Because
Mhm.
your drone can be shot down. Okay, that is one area. But obviously, just imagine if your drone is so much noisy, so it can do noise pollution. How will you
Mhm.
deal with that? Then if you're flying your drone in wildlife area, which is a wildlife reserve area, so what the laws are there, what are the laws policies are there, a lot of compliance is there. And most of the time when you go for solar panels or solar farms, they are mostly into such a area which is like out of the way, because they build it so huge farms that they need a lot of land, and for that
Mhm.
they have to have it out of the way of the some area. And
Mhm.
there, if you see, okay, what will happen if the charging is get failed, or do I have
Mhm.
backups for that, all that. So as a pilot, I have to plan everything. If you
Mhm.
send some person who does not plan it, or who does not any experience in it, he just know how to fly a drone, he will fail, because
Mhm.
he does not know how to handle the situation. Because he will think that okay, maybe I will charge from somewhere, but he does not know that there is no charging station here. Okay, because
Mhm.
that's is a desert, or there is so much heat wave, or it how that heat will react to the drone. He does not know. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a lot of things which don't experience pilot knows. That's one
Mhm.
area. Again, the drone companies know more better, because they not only doing piloting, they are working on software up also. So they will
Mhm.
know how the software will react on that situation. Just
Mhm.
imagine if you're clicking a photo of a solar panel, and a solar panel is in such an area where the light is coming directly on it.
Mhm.
So how will you refine that image? Because with normal software, it may be difficult, because if you go for normal image, you will see, oh, there is only the light coming. Where is the solar panel? Okay, but with the help of some advanced AI techniques, or with the help of some filters or something, you can actually get into that with the help of thermal images and all that, and you can check it. Okay, how the actual brightness is looking. Okay, that is another area which software can help you and the advanced drones can help you. Then obviously national regulations. Do you know the DGC guidelines? Do you know the drone
Mhm.
policy which India is making? If you're not updated yourself, how you're working in this industry? So I think this is a lot of regulations which you need to follow.
Mhm. Absolutely. I think this is really helpful, even like as an audience, to connect to the different considerations that people should be thinking about in terms of whether or not to employ, and then whether to, then it becomes important for them to have this checklist in terms of what needs to be considered when they're reaching out to someone from the drone side of the thing. So this is really helpful. I think we might not be able to capture today, but it will be interesting to maybe have a follow-up session with you on the software side as well, because I think it's going to be important for users to learn a little bit in terms of how does that imagery looks like, what parameters are drawn into, and how they can really start to benefit from those different parameters that are being tracked. So I think maybe we can have this up as a follow-up session afterwards. But I have a last question for you. It's around the future of this technology. So do you have a sense in terms of what does the future look like? Maybe could be with regards to the drawbacks that we talked about or some of the challenges as of today, but could be other things regarding software itself as well. So anything you can share on that, please.
I think future is very bright, especially in asset management, because I'm seeing that a lot of people are using solar nowadays. The solar demand is again increasing. Construction real estate is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
Government is very much interested because now
Mm-hmm.
government has realized the power of drones. They understand this technology. Earlier, they were very much against with the aerial views that okay, why you need the aerial view when there is a human who can do the job. But now they know that human cannot look into area. Aerial is something different, and human cannot look every angle. So there may be
Mm-hmm.
some problem with the humans. You have to understand that it cannot do thermal imaging with the help of humans. Okay, you need cameras for that. Even if you install camera, like one of the industry came to me and they were like, can we ask the human to click the image and then you do the image analyze? They're like, we will do no problem. But the problem is that will human click from every angle the same time?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem because if he is not clicking the image from the same angle every time, how will you compare the image?
Mm-hmm.
Whether there is some damage happen or not? Because every time the images get disturbed, then
Mm-hmm.
how will the AI will work? The AI will need something, na? Like either it should be from the same angle or either it should be from different angle. So at least it should cover whole room. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it should be such an angle that it's covering maximum area. So even if it's not showing the same area, at least we can tell you 75-50% area. But
Mm-hmm.
either human is going to do that. One more problem is there. Either human is going to tell you ki he has done some mistake. Nobody is going to tell you. Okay. Just imagine if I am a supervisor, or I'm a supervisor of that building, or I'm the project manager of that building. Will I tell you that my project is not handling properly, or is there is some problem happened, or there is a pipe blast, or something has happened? I will never allow you to show it. But
Mm-hmm.
with the drone, you cannot do anything. You cannot even control the drone because that will go properly as per the route. They have a proper route they have to follow. Okay, and if you think you can disturb the route, only you do it by after throwing the stone. Without anything, you cannot do it. And also for that, you need a very good stone. Because now today's drones are object detection drones. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you throw anything on them, they will know in advance and they can react accordingly. So just imagine, just one of the example I will tell you. When I fly a drone in my home, like nearby area I have for practice. So what I do is normally take it to a tree and I just
Mm-hmm.
want to blast it in the tree. But what happens when I take it? It automatically knows there's a tree and it backs. It do a back gear. Okay, so there is now object detection they are doing that they are becoming more smarter day as day. Okay, and these are the drones which I'm talking about, very low value drones, not high value drones. So just
Mm-hmm.
imagine the drones which DJI and the big companies are building. They are building
Mm-hmm.
with advanced sensors and multi-sensor drones and back sensors also. So like just
Mm-hmm.
imagine from below also there is something comes, they will know in advance and they can do the reaction as per that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then more battery smart drones are coming. Solar based power drones are coming. That's all about drones. If I talk about
Mm-hmm.
what happening in drone side, and let's talk about the software side. So I think software, a lot of things is coming, especially the 3D models and AR/VR. Because
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if you are looking a solar panel in a 3D model, how will it look like? It will be better to manage or it will be not better. I think it will be better because
Yeah.
you know, okay, 3D model is like this is the area where I have to invest, or this is the proper map or all that, how the electricity ratio is coming. And this will be 3D model, just not like a dull 3D model. This is the 3D model with the live data feeds. So
Mm-hmm.
every day when you fly a drone, the new data will be collected, or whenever you fly a drone, the new data will be collected, and the 3D model will get updated accordingly with that latest data report. Okay, so you will know actually how your solar farm is working with the help of 3D model in a better way. Even
Mm-hmm.
you can have AR, VR tools with you. So you can have a AR glass with you, and that AR
Mm-hmm.
glass will give the live feed of the drone which is flying there. So you can
Mm-hmm.
see your own hand as a manager or boss sitting in your office on the cabin. Okay, actually how
Mm-hmm.
your farm is working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then digital twin technology. Again, you can create a digital twin like 3D models is something else because there's a model, but then digital twin is like a live IoT based device which you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Then blockchain integration, you can do blockchain integration for that. Then if you talk about most which I am interested in is AI and data analytics. I think
Mm-hmm.
most AI and automation is happening in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Automated route collections we can plan, we can do automated signups for it.
Mm-hmm.
AI based analyzing on the go it can do, real time analysis it can do. Data
Mm-hmm.
collections are becoming more better. Even I read one report where a lot of people are now at least 40 plus GIS mapping data are still
Mm-hmm.
in research, and if it's done at least GIS mapping, they will become better.
Mm-hmm.
Asset, a lot of AI objects detection tools are coming, which making it better. uh, AI via analytics are coming, which can not only tell you object detection, but tell you how the object condition is. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine if there's a wire, it can tell you how much the wire is damaged, how much repairing is required, everything it can analyze and give you just in a one word or one line, and you don't need to read whole report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's not lengthy report you have to read. You just by one word you will know this is I have to do. Click it, and then accordingly the action can be taken by the department. Okay, so that is something we are building, and the
Yeah,
future I look
absolutely.
is very bright.
Yeah, absolutely. It does sound like it's going to bring in a lot of transparency as well as accountability in terms of how things are getting done on the ground. And again, you can optimize those ground, ground truthing or even ground data collection in that regards as well. So this is amazing. Thank you so much. I think this was really helpful for us to learn on how the technology is developing and also how software is going to be, really complementing what data is getting collected on the ground. So this is amazing. I think in the end, I just want to check in with you if there's an email address you would like to share with our audience so that if they have any questions in the future, they can reach out to you. Or if you're okay with them, then I can also share that with the audience in terms of any questions that come up from them in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll grab the email address from you after the session, and then if any questions come up, I'll pass this along. I can just quickly pop up the chat so that the audience can see it. But otherwise, we'll be sharing with them, for the audience as well, in terms of any questions that come up. I really want to thank you for again taking out the time and having us, interview you for this really cool technology, and really looking forward to having some future sessions with you as well. Anything that you would like to add in terms of, if we've not asked you some questions, if there's anything that you can share or you would like to share about this technology, I can just step back and leave the room for you for that, please.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you are talking about Institute of Asset Management, I think a lot of things is required in that, like asset management education. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think this is going to come very much in that area now. This
Yeah.
will become either a chapter or either a syllabus that depends upon the asset management space. But I think
Mm-hmm.
at least a chapter it deserve to do an education. You should teach people that how to
Mm-hmm.
be as a asset management use the technology, or if you're
Yeah.
working with some company which is using those technology, how to deal with it, because
Mm-hmm.
you lot of data you are collecting from them, are you asking the correct report or not? Because just
Mm-hmm.
by getting hired a drone technology company, you are just clicking image and video, and you are
Mm-hmm.
happy that okay, we have got what we want. Not, you are not getting what you want. You need more AI advanced analytics data. You need
Mm-hmm.
better data collection. You need better analyzing of that image. Are you getting that? If you're not,
Mm-hmm.
then ask the questions. I think that
Yeah.
is a time now we should work on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good point. It's important to know, even for the folks who have been using it, are they asking right questions in the room? And then are they making the best use of the information that they've already collected? So absolutely, that's a very good point. Thank you so much. I really want to thank you again, Lakshay, for joining us. I hope to speak with you soon in the future, and I hope you have a really nice rest of your day. Thank you so much and take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.